Hey guys, we're going to be doing elotes today on a Kamado Joe grill, and it's a crowd pleaser. It's beautiful. I mean, look at this. So follow along. It's an easy recipe and check it out. Alright, let's get this grill rocking and the corn ready to go on the grill. So we have a Kamado Joe here today, and I just started it, so the charcoal's just been lit, and I'm just going to have it get up to about 450 degrees. That'd be an ideal temperature. And while that's going, I actually started prepping the corn. So we have fresh corn. This is super fresh. I just got it from the farmer's stand, so it's about as fresh as you can get it. And I've left the husk on and everything else, and I honestly didn't do anything with them. I just put them in this cooler and topped it off with some water, so that there's enough water in here that the lid kind of pushes it down in there, so they're all submerged and soaking. This corn, like I said, is very fresh, and it's like just the perfect time and season for that. But if you had gotten corn from maybe the grocery store, maybe it's not the time for sweet corn in your area, but if you'd gotten it from there, you might have to soak it a little bit longer. I just started this after I had started the grill because it's really only need to be in there for about 20 minutes. Like I said, they're already super hydrated by themselves, so they should be ready to rock in about once this is up to temp. Okay, so we have the grill up to a little over 500 degrees, which is good because once we put this plate setter in and make the grill indirect, it's going to let it cool down to about 450 degrees, and that's right where we want it. So I'm going to put some big old leather gloves on to protect my digits, because it's very hot, like I just said. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the plate setters in there, and this will make it indirect, so it'll act more like an oven. As you can see, I've got the ceramic plates in here, and this is one of the reasons I love Kamado Joe. So they come with this awesome basket, which you can just take in and out very easily. It sets right on top of the charcoal basket, and what you can do, it's called the divide and conquer for a reason, because you can divide and conquer the grill and your grilling experience, I suppose. But I just love that it makes it really easy to take everything out and put everything back in when the grill is hot. I also like that you can go halvesies on the grill. So if you want one side direct and one side indirect, you can do that, which works great for grilling meats of some kind. You know, if you've got chicken, you can get a good sear on the chicken and then pull it to the side and finish it off, so that it stays nice and juicy. So, but for the corn, like I said, we're going to do indirect, so we've got both plates in there. And then we have the grill rack on top. So I'm just going to put it in there. So we have got the grill at indirect on here. We've got both place setters. So what I'm just going to do is going to put this on here. Just like that, that easy. I'm going to close this up just for a minute or two while I get a towel and such to prep the corn. The grill's getting back up to temp, So like I said, reaching for that 400, 450 range. But while that's going, I'm gonna get this corn prepped. I'm just gonna wipe off some of the excess water. We just don't wanna get too much water in the grill. And then I tend to just take off some of these loose leaves on the top, so nothing catches on fire too much. I'm just gonna put it on the ground. And then once it's ready, I just place it on the grill so it fits in there. And I have a lot of corn here. I would say I normally only do about 6 in one grilling session. But today I'm grilling for our team. So that means I have 1.5 dozen corn. So that makes it, what, 18 pieces of corn? That's quite a bit. So I'm just gonna keep stacking them in here. I'm definitely gonna have to do these in batches. I can't get all of that on at once. Since we're just steaming the corn, it's okay to stack it like this. Once we get to the grilling part, we'll want them a little bit farther apart on the grill. There you go. We're gonna let this cook for about 20 minutes or so. Then the corn should be nice and steamed and ready for the second round of grilling, which is gonna get a nice char on there. Okay, so these have been on here for about 20 minutes, and I just checked on them and they have a beautiful color to them. So like I say in just about every video, don't be afraid of a little char. And these look perfect. You want to see that kind of browning all around. I did give them a kind of turn about halfway through, so they cooked on all sides. And I'm just going to take these off and let them cool for a minute before peeling the husks back. Look at that, that's beautiful. You really want to see that. These all look really, really good. Some of them, like this one, show. Popped open a little bit, but that's okay. As you can see, it's just bright yellow, and that's what you want to see. Perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna let that go still at the same temperature, about that 400, 450 range. I'm just gonna leave it on indirect because it's gonna be plenty of hot to get a nice char on them. And then once we've peeled the husks, I'm gonna put it back on the grill and keep rolling. Okay. Like I said, let them cool for a little bit. And now I'm gonna peel the husks. I'm still gonna be wearing these ridiculously large gloves. These are my husband's gloves, so they're a little big on me, but we actually have a smaller pair that I like from Big Green Egg that it's a little easier to use your hands with, but either way this will work. I've got a nice towel here so it doesn't slide around, and I'm just gonna peel it back, and it should come back off pretty easy. And then, there we go. And I'm just going to toss this on the floor. Alright, we're just going to char these a little bit. I'll rotate them so they get a nice even char all around. once we're done with that, we're gonna start what makes them elotes. Okay, as you can see, we're getting a nice char on there. I'm just gonna rotate them one more time. And I've actually heard a couple of the corn kernels pop, which means that they are very close to done. You don't want to, at this point, you don't want to cook them too long and ruin all of that steaming that you did. You really want to keep the moisture in there. So that's why I'm cooking it at about 400, 450 degrees so that it gets that char in there quick. You could take out the plate setters and then just cook these direct. That would char them a little bit faster, but you know, this just makes it one less step in there. So okay, time to pull these off. Look at beautiful. It's just what you want to see. Nice charring everywhere. And corn, especially sweet corn, is naturally sweet, so it's got a lot of sugars in it that caramelize when you do something like this. So when you're like, oh, that looks a little burnt, really you're just caramelizing the sugars in there, and it just makes it a little bit better. It's going to be a little bit sweeter. Okay, so we're just going to take these into the kitchen and make them elotes. Okay, so now we've got the corn off the grill. It's got its nice char marks, and what we're gonna do now is assemble the elotes. So what I'm gonna start with is I'm gonna mix up about half a cup of mayonnaise with this Nicolai's hot sauce. So this is the chili lime hot sauce. Nicolai is from Mankato area, and so it's locally made hot sauce that we actually do sell here. He's a young man who stopped in with his dad and sold us on the hot sauce, and it turns out it's amazing. So try it out. If you don't have any of this, you could always use some lime, some chipotle powder, and a little bit of maybe garlic and onion powder. But today we're gonna use this, and it works perfect and makes it that much easier. So I'm gonna put about 2 teaspoons, maybe 3 teaspoons in there. I like it a little hotter. I'm just gonna eyeball it. So about that. I'm just gonna mix this together. Okay. And once that's together, we've got the hot corn. So what I'm going to do to make this a lot easier, a little bit more authentic to elotes, is I'm going to put these skewers in the corn. So it's kind of acts like a little handle. It's pretty nice. Again, hot. So I've got this towel that I'm going to use to hold the corn. You want to shove these in pretty well. I'm using a thicker bamboo stick. I've also seen some recipes that use chopsticks, so that could be a good alternative. I wouldn't use those thin skewers. I think they would break on you. So now that we have the elotes on the stick, we're just going to brush on this mixture. And you don't have to go too heavy with it, just enough for the cheese is gonna stick on there. Perfect. Get it all over there. Okay. Now that we have it coated, I'm just gonna roll it in this cotija cheese. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But it's just like a crumbly, almost Parmesan-like Mexican cheese. Very salty, so you don't really need to add too much salt to this recipe. Just gonna roll it in there. Perfect. So, top it off, I just have some paprika. I like to use smoked paprika if possible. And dust it on there as best I can. It also just makes really good presentation. So if you're having people over and you're grilling, this is a great crowd pleaser. And then I just have some diced cilantro to add a little bit more of that lime flavor. If you're not a person who likes cilantro, it's completely okay to leave this part off. I just think it adds a little pop of green, a little freshness on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to coat the rest of these and put them in this platter all nice and pretty, and we'll see what the final result is. Okay, so we have a full platter. I'll show you. Look at how beautiful that is. I don't know about you guys, but I can't resist myself when I see those farm trucks with stacks of sweet corn in the back, and I'm like, oh, that's gonna be really good. And then I end up overbuying. So, and there's just 2 of us at home, so you know, there's only so much boiled sweet corn that you can handle, or even, I mean, I'll make corn chowder out of it and everything. But this is just another extra way to use your sweet corn up, and it's a family favorite, so try it out. It's gonna be delicious. I know there's tons of other variations out there. If you're not, you know, if you don't eat cheese maybe, or you just want to try something different. I know some crushed potato chips instead of cheese. Love to try that. If anybody has tried some amazing elotes recipes or variations, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, keep watching our videos at shopdegroods.com or on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. So thanks. Have a good one.